All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation and much love. The Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another live lesson, Lord's will is edifying to the hope of the elect. And we're just gonna go in the spirit, as per usual. But hey, pretty much, man, Esau about y'all, most people have no idea what Esau is about to come down with, man. This dude has some technology that you ain't even know about yet, but it will kick down your door very soon. There's AI robots and all this shit. He predicted programming, with the movie I, Robot, and amongst other movies. But he about to come down, man, because let's start at Revelation 12. Got it?
Oh, you got it. Come. Revelation 12 and verse 12. Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Yeah, the devil is Esau Edom. All right, it's not a red. Well, it is a red nigga, but it ain't a dude in the core of the earth with a pitchfork and a tail. No, it's the nigga that you see walk by you every day. Esau Edom. More specifically, though, the elites, all right, of the society, which is the elites of Edom. Beginning with the chief house of Amalek, which is the chief house of Edom. That's Satan. All right. They're about to come down with great wrath, and that wrath is going to be killing people in whatever means necessary. And he got it through his technology. It's going to be easy work for him. He's going to be able to take out a lot of people, mainly Jake, because that's his main target. And that's why the Lord got to lift up a standard, because it's going to be. You can't stop a robot, man. This fucking robot throw you through the roof. Go ahead, though.
Hey, can I get this right here? Wrath, real quick. Just the top part of it. For wrath, Strong's G 2372. All right.
Strong's G 2372. Famas.
Right, Famas, right? Just the top part. It says passion, angry.
Yeah, he coming with passion because he got a passionate hate for Jake. That's what he's really coming down upon, and he don't care who's innocent bystander, including his own people. He don't give a damn who he got to kill to get his agenda across. Go ahead.
Yep. Heat, anger forthwith, boiling up, and soon subsiding again. Like Ezekiel, that came to mind as that perpetual hatred. When you go into the word perpetual, it means forever, long, enduring, everlasting. So this devil would never be. He would never be satisfied with Jake. He needs to shed blood. That was it on that.
He's insatiable. With his blood, with the blood. Yeah, that's why the scripture says, since thou hast pursued blood shall pursue thee. If this nigga, even out of his own mouth, out of the horse's mouth, Christopher Columbus, you go into his journal, they said he couldn't put the sword down. And they was out there slaying Jake. The Israelites out here that was already out here, the Northern Kingdom, they was out here slaying them for fun, And that's Esau, man. He likes his food uncooked. Because he got blood in it. He likes to see, that's why he used to hang us for fun, burn us alive, all kind of these wicked things that this devil, and it's no coincidence that it's a common trait amongst Edom. You don't see gooks doing shit like that, torturing people and shit like that. They do it for military purposes, but not like Esau. Esau do it for fun. Ted Bundy, them kind of niggas were Edomites, But yeah, more on that?
Just a little bit more on Revelation 12. It says, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So this devil know he has, like the scriptures say, it's prophecy, and he knows he has a short time. So he's gonna go all out, and that's why we was going into the AI. What you said out there, autonomous, autonomous, which learns as it goes.
Yep.
So this man has technology.
It's not regulated by any laws, pretty much. Autonomous. Well, let me get the word real quick. Let me bring it out again, but bring it out again, because autonomous. See, artificial intelligence. What most people think AI is is your computer that you use, your laptop. That's artificial intelligence because it does what it's programmed to do. Autonomous intelligence is these robots that they're making that learn on the fly. Here it is. It's an adjective. Autonomous 1778 spirit 1777. It says subject to its own laws. It says pertaining to autonomy, having one's own laws, feeding or arranging at will. So it does whatever it pleases, and as it learns, it moves accordingly. But let me look up the word autonomy. The word autonomy, it says autonomous condition, power or right of self-government, and that's what the real AI is about. They self-govern themselves. They don't have to, like a computer. You can just shut it off. Do this, execute that command. Go into the .exe. Or a prompt commander. If brothers know about computers, you could you could go through back doors and shit to make the computer do what you want to do. You can't do that with autonomous because it'll shut you out. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn off, just like in the movie I, Robot. They couldn't stop it. Blow up the whole building, which it is sci-fi, but it's reality now. Look it up. Autonomous. This is what Esau's creating, man. And it's really, if he got to that level, it would destroy him because it would figure out that he's the problem. But it ain't gonna get to that point. The Lord, Esau's gonna destroy himself with the missiles. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead, though.
I got this, since you made that point. It's Job 5, verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So that's why he has AI, technology, because he thinks, just like he did with the missiles, is going to be for his advantage, which really ultimately is going to fall against him.
Right. And AI doesn't necessarily, the autonomous intelligence that we're talking about doesn't necessarily need to be a robot. It's a program. It's a program that learns on the go. So it'll be like what they're using right now in China for social credit system. That's autonomous intelligence because it learns on as it's going. It is able to pick out niggas from the crowd, check their social credit, tax them right there and then, or hit them with the fee, all that. That's what the system is for, man. The new world order is going to be run by autonomous intelligence, man. Because that's why they got cameras everywhere and everything's digital, so they don't need a nigga behind the desk watching you and checking up on you. No, it's going to be that AI that's doing that, and it's learning as it goes. As we speak, it's learning, because that AI is monitoring the whole internet because it has access to it all. Well, let him finish that real quick.
Yep, I'll just read again. Job 5 and 12, it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty.
One of his devices is that AI. So, because that's literally going to give Esau control over everything, because he's the one that's going to be pulling the strings of it. But that goes to show you he's trying to be as the Most High, man.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
That was all that, going to the Internet of Things, everything's going to be tied into that pyramid with him being on the top. All the money, because it's all digital now, the AI is going to be controllable.
Right, so that's why he don't care about killing people. He can depopulate the world because he got that machine to do the work instead,
Job 5 and 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. You're going to the word enterprise means undertaking. And going to the back of the dollar bill, which people don't even know what a dollar bill is no more. It says a new collectors, which in his mind he thinks the Most High is for his undertaking, meaning the Most High is for my enterprise, and he puts it on the back of his dollar bill. So meaning again his money, which goes into an idol, he thinks that's how he's going to be made God on earth.
And that's why the money's going digital.
Exactly. Because I think it was a saying. It says pretty much the Rothschilds is the money's profit. So the money is Rothschild's profit, something like that. Some quote, going to as well another quote. We said there was a group said, "I cannot who makes the laws pretty much only control the money." So again, that's his enterprise all involves buying and selling about money. So the Lord doesn't disappoint that because if it wasn't so, this man really have control of the earth forever.
Right, and that's why it's gonna be programmable. The CBDC is gonna be programmable, not because a nigga's sitting behind the desk clicking shit. No, it's because the AI is gonna limit you. All right, well, hey, whatever you purchase one day, it's gonna throw a flag, and the AI is gonna catch it instantly, and then bam, limit you to what you can't buy for the rest of the week.
Here's a quote. It says, money is the god of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet. So that's a German quote.
Yeah, that's why they say in God, and money it says in God we trust. What God are they talking about? It ain't the Most High, Yahweh. Go ahead. Go ahead, Quan.
Yeah, just real quick, just a clip from Minority Report with Tom Cruise when he walked in the store. And as soon as he walked in, which I got here, it's only 15 seconds out. Just show you guys what we're talking about, give you a visual.
And it's old, that's probably like, what, 2006 or something like that? 2007?
Yeah.
Fair use, so we don't get
Yeah, fair use.
Yep, as soon as you walk in the store, eye scan.
Yeah. That's why he had to change his eyes. Which that's all bullshit. You need to change your eyes. I mean, they do have implants, but that should be a non-working eye. You know, that shit.
Right. And basically speaking on, that video with the eyes and things, even Esau Edom has already got the algorithms and everything in place. Even with the phone, you got it to where you can look at your face and it'll light up. So it already has your eyes, you can hold the visions and everything with your face. So you can't really run away from this reality of what Esau Edom has already put out there.
And my young just came back from Puerto Rico, and he said at the airport out there, they had a quick check-ins, and it was an iris scan. So you just go in there, look at it, it gets your biometrics or your iris, because everybody's iris is different. So it scans your eye, and then the machine will just bring up your passport and all your information. And then my young said he was trying to take a picture of it, and somebody came up and said, you can't take a picture of this. So come on, man. And I remember the brothers in Atlanta did a video on that a while back ago too. I can't remember if it was an iris scan, but it was something about biometrics, so this clearly is where this is headed, man. It's not headed there, it's already here. You see all them cameras, and maybe you don't see them, but they're out there, they're scanning you. They put, like when you walk, sometimes you walk into Walmart and they have a TV, and then when you walk their face, there's a square around your face and shit. That's because it's picking everything out of everyone, man. That's what the chip is for. You don't need to scan your face anymore, because you when you get plastic surgery or whatever, do some shit, wear a mask, but that chip is going to be undeniable to deny your identity, because that's why part of it is a digital ID.
I got a quick precept.
Which all of this is all tying back to buying and selling. Yeah. All this technology is ultimately tying back to buying this new digital currency. That's right. It's all going to tie up or revolve around the CBDC.
And if I may back you up too, that's why you have to get into the word of the mark, which we've been taught from our elders and apostles. Those that receive with that mark, you go deeper into it, it goes into the graphic, going into what? The writings, going into your ID, all right, your social security,
credit score,
your health, what I'm saying, passport, all that. So the brother pretty much saying like that C-HIP is going to be the seal of you receiving of that. And then the next chapter after tell you receiving of that device was going to be the judgment for taking it, because that's where the world is going. It's going digital. Everything is going digital. Paperless. Contactless. So when it does come time for you to make that ultimate decision, which is our temptation to partake in this society. All right, the smart cities, and be able to function in society. Well, look, man, you got one choice to make, okay? And a lot of people are not built up in the faith, A lot of people, that's why I should say, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, because we got the faith, So all we got to do is hold fast to that which we have. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get victory over the image and the beast in his mark. Knows when, knows when.
You got to put them.
You got to put them, bring it up.
Yes. 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us," and you have to know who Satan is. Satan, the adversary, is a man who's empowered birthright. The physical counterpart being so I mean Esau Edom. You know, so at least Sage should get an advantage of us, meaning a more favorable position, because what is he doing? He's also trying to get back his birthright. Right? It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, so going to a time where now is a very great time of deception. Because what's happening is the devil's trying to say something that you don't need. That's what a salesman does. Really, most people don't need a brand new 2023 car.
Right.
You know, the job of the salesman is to give you something that you really don't need. You know, use a lot of words. He cannabis really wows you, and that goes into his left-hand side miracles. Once Esau, these elites, he's using all this technology to woo you and all you, right, so that you can be removed from making real judgment, which is not to take this seat yet.
Hey, can I say this real quick to back you up? That's why it's all about trying to get the elect, because he know majority of the people gonna take it, but he wants the elect. That's why the scripture say in Revelation, the remnant were afraid, and then the judgment came down. You know, he wants the elect. Now, if you really look at it, which we already know, you know, we're doing this for edification's sake, but he wants the elect. Esau, Edom is not going to get the elect. The scripture say no man can pluck them out of my hands. All right, and my Father who is greater than I, you know, no man can pluck him out of his hands. So, just back you up.
I'll read one more time. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Least Sage should get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices, so we know his moves. You know, you think about this brother's playing chess. You know, yesterday, you know, you see how this man's moving steps ahead and before he makes his move. You know, because we're living in the future. We can see prophecy playing out, as what you say, happens in chapter is going to speak for itself in the end. So, as the rest of you people are getting to be very reactive, okay, you're about to react to what it's about to do. We're already being proactive. We already know what it's about to do. You know how it's, you know, as things go on and the days get closer to that day, we see crystal clear how he's about to put this thing out. You know, so we're already prepared for how he's going to do it, how he's going to play out, and try to put out the seed of, you know, which reading verse 13, verse 16 on down, he's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive it. You know, and if not, you can't participate in this NWO. All right. So again, us having a vision, which will say, where there's no vision, people perish. We can already see what you're going to do. So that's why you can't deceive somebody that already knows your tricks. All right. You know, this devil being a magician. All right. You know, his trick is only good as good as the trick is, you know, and going to the code of a magician is never to give your secret. Well, this man's secret has been exposed. The Lord said to Jeremiah, he made this man bare. You know, so going to the elect, we can see all your tricks and trades, and we're not being fooled by your, you know, your theatrical signs and wonders, man, you know, which all left-hand side, again, miracles, you want us to, you know.
I got something to back you up. Proverbs 22:3, because you said something heavy in the spirit, like, this is why we are the way we are right now. Because, like you said earlier, through the spirit out, we could see the future. We living in the future. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is have our spirits locked down in these chains of darkness to still, you know, walk amongst regular people. But the scriptures, we reading the scriptures like, bro, this is not given to regular individuals, man. So we're learning to conduct and control ourselves as we go through the process, right? Well, real quick to back this brother up, this is Proverbs 22:3. And this is fixed. My God, I always think about you when I read the scripture too, man. Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So prudent, wisdom, foreseeing, like the brother said, we living in the future. So that's why we locked our contract in Yahweh Shem Shai. This oath that we made through the spirit, which was already predestined. It's not of our will. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it was in our spirit to come into that time of us waking up, to foresee the evil and hide ourselves in the strong tower, being Yahweh Shem Shai, because it was getting ready to come. We're watching AI technology at its finest. We're watching the left-hand side. We're watching the sword being sharpened, all right, to make a sword slaughter in Ezekiel 21st chapter. You see what I'm saying? So we want to be hid from that time, because the scriptures say he beareth not the sword in vain. You know, so we want to be hid, you know.
Yeah, no, like the brother was going into, showing you that the left side, all right, you know, with Esau, Edom, all right, man, he's working, all right, and he's bringing out these different devices and things. I got a quick precept. It's the book of Isaiah 32 and verse 7. It says the instruments also of the churl are evil. You're going to that word churl goes into you know, basically like as Esau, right, the basis of men, all right, the person who is not of any type of rank, all right. And you look at Esau Edom, all right, right now he's you know, at the top of his level right now, but when you really look and dive into him, all right, this is just a man, the basis of men, all right, but he has all these different devices and things, and he's created them, okay, to be able to what, to persecute the poor.
the Most High took him from the cave and put a suit and tie on him and made him a head over all the nations on earth.
And
But
to deceive the people.
right, for a short time. You know what I'm saying? So the deceiver and the deceived is the Most High, you know? So the Most High is getting ready to humble, what's that, Proverbs 16? The Most High made all things for himself, you know? So he's going to come down with this great wrath because he knows that he got a short time to rule over the nation of Israel. You know, the other nations, they're going to be straight in the kingdom. But this is his last blow. This is his last time being, to be that serpent, to give you that bite. You know, to drop that venom off in you. You see what I'm saying? This is his last time, and he's going to get majority of our people with that, man. But that's the hand of the Lord on the left hand side, man.
And he even know that this is his last time to rule. So he's going to come with everything that he has. So that's why you see all these different devices, all these different instruments this man has created in these last days. It's what? To catch what? You know, the elect, as brother was going into earlier.
His eyes is privily set against the poor. Psalms the 10th chapter. And really, the scriptures say, I know that poverty, but thou art rich. Who are those that are rich? What are we rich in? Faith. So he wants the elect. He wants our faith, because our faith, the scriptures say in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, all right, our faith, wisdom cannot be compared to rubies, you know? She can't be compared to the Ophir. So he wants that faith that we have. That's what's separating us from the nation of Israel. You see?
We finish off. Isaiah 32, verse 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
And that's why 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, says, well, all deceivableness to deceive them which receive not the love of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is getting ready to throw that left hand out there to deceive the masses of his people. That's Zechariah the 13th chapter, where it says 2 parts shall be cut. So, bro, everything that's written must come to pass. He has to come down with that left hand so that Zechariah 13 can be fulfilled. Because right after that, it says what? The third part shall be going, they're going to go through the fire. Be tried, but what? They shall call upon my name and I will hear them. You know, so when he do come down with that AI technology, and he do come down with that left-hand side, the scripture say in Isaiah 59, the standard will be lifted. Because prophecy must be fulfilled. The scripture say his holy arm hath gotten him the victory.
Yeah, you can really read up, you know, start at verse 5, you know, because it goes into it more a little bit, you know, in the chapter.
This Isaiah 32, I'm going to start at verse
Start at 5.
4. Okay, 5.
Yeah.
It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal.
And that vile person is Esau. It says, least there be any fornicators such as Esau. This man sold his birthright for most of me. So if a vile person shall no more call liberal, liberal is pretty much freedom. So what does this man give you freedom to do? He gives you license to sin. They call that liberation. You can be a whore, you know, you can change your gender. All right, the vile person, they say, oh, so-called America, you come to be liberated, you can be free. Well, the vile person is not going to be called liberal. The vile person shall no more be called liberal. You know, so you go and finish the precept.
It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Yep, so we went into that word churl, someone of a low class, you know, a very scoundrel-like person, very scandalous. You should not be called bountiful, pretty much going into, you shouldn't be respected no more. You know, because that's good to say, you know, this devil wasn't even made small among the heathen. You know, all the nations around the world are seeing this man's games as they drunk of that wine, and now they're mad. They can see him for what he is. What is he selling you? Is cheap drink. You know, cheap alcohol. He's cutting, you know, going to the money. All right, so he's giving you a bad deal. You know, and that's why again going around the world is a bad taste about so-called America, because ultimately the nations getting ready to make war against this war. You know, especially going into NATO and EU.
Verse.
Real quick, bro, I got a little bit on that word, churl. Right, when you go down to the Strong's definition, it goes to kilai, and it says in the sense of withholding, niggardly.
Nigger.
Scripture speak about him, Habakkuk, you know, he heap up all nations to himself. You know, he's throwing up all these riches like the brother going to that bad deal. You know what I'm saying? This is the war that sits upon the beast. You know what I'm saying? All these other kingdoms, you know, gave their kingdom over to him, with pursuing the prophecy, you know, Revelation 17 chapter. But now what? these shall burn her with fire, right? Because
Going back to Revelation, the 12th chapter, that short time. This was all set for this man, purpose to be destroyed. It was not set for him to rule forever, you know, but that's why we're living in the last, what's that, the 10 toes? You know, we're living in the end of this man, you know, so that's why he has to come down to show himself that he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. But simultaneously, Mashiach is going to come back. That's that Daniel the 7th chapter, that stone that's going to, he gonna end the whole image of a heathen rulership, man. You know?
The main images right now is the image of the beast, which is, well, not the image right now is the image of the beast. China ain't pushing nothing. You know, Moab ain't pushing no agendas. Yeah, they the top dogs now, you know, up there, but the image of the beast is coming from the Western world, you know, which is what? EU, NATO, and America, which America is part of NATO, but that's where everything's coming from, whether it be monetary, religious, and what's it, monetary, religious, and the military. It's all being ruled, or at one point, because now it's all crumbling, but even to now, because these other nations coming together, they're trying to break down the dollar, but they ain't invading the NATO. You don't see Russia, and that's why they're trying to fight so hard right now in Ukraine to keep them from keep pushing and expanding east. But they're not doing shit because NATO's still the power. You know, they still the beast. They still in power. That's the fourth beast. You know, so that the image of the beast is what's being pushed upon the world, man. The homosexuality, the brothers named all the nonsense of this world. Guess where it came from? Chiefly America. You know. And but what all these other the other beast nations, they come up under that shit quick, and then it spread onto these other heathenistic nations from Africa to China, you know. And now they're starting to buck up. Now you got these leaders bucking up, and there's so many people bucking up that they really can't do nothing about it, you know. Like the Moes, if you know what I'm talking about. There's countries in Africa saying, "The hell with that, we're gonna put you to death," you know. But what America, they saying that they invaded countries for less. But now what they doing? Nothing, not damn thing, you know. These niggas are coming out and speaking blatantly against America, and America ain't doing a damn thing about it. That's how you know the system's going down, man.
Take bomb for her.
Yep.
We would have healed Babylon. She is not here.
And then the icing on the cake is them dumping the dollar, you know.
And they're not even taking aid from, you know, America anymore. So they're saying like the hell with it.
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art taken, and thou was not aware. That's these BRICS nations, you know. There's now you got your own allies, who you were allied with.
Yeah, the other superpowers of the earth have come together.
Yeah.
Now America can't do nothing because they're all by themselves. Yeah, they still have allies at this moment, but them allies are starting to look sideways at them via them sanctions that are affecting them countries. You know, America, and that's why who was the president from one of them African countries? He said, I think it was South Africa. I think it was South Africa, which is part of the BRICS nations. Yeah. He said, look, all these sanctions, American sanctions, have always been affecting us because we have to use their dollar to trade amongst each other. Well, why not just cut that out? And you know, if China and Russia want to trade, why they got to use the American dollar? You know, so now these nations are like, fuck you, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We don't need your money no more. We gonna deal with the yuan or the gold or whatever they want to do. You know, which is all, at the end of the day, it's all a facade anyway, because we understand who rules them nations anyway. Like brother brought out, one of you brothers mentioned earlier, who controls the money, controls the country. You know, it don't matter about whatever nigga with a suit and tie is up there on the TV. We know who controls the countries anyway. You know, but now they're bucking up. You know, which is all is going back to the same thing East always does: fight against each other. Same thing with the Greeks. What happened after Alexander the Great died? The main four generals fought each other. There was five, but the main ones they got rid of one. They fought against each other. Roman Empire, same shit. They always come up against each other. Now you're seeing the same thing but now they're the central bankers. You know, the ones that own the central banks, they're bucking up against each other, whether you know it or not. That's what's going on. You know, this family funding this country, another family is funding that country. Now it's time for war. You know, and it's always the Lord concocting all this, man. And we know it because it's in the scriptures. So there ain't no new thing under the sun, man. These niggas have been beefing. They always, every time they get in power, they beef with each other, man. So this is what you see today. And it's always the beginning of the collapse of their rulership.
Of course, scripture, Yahweh Shai speaking, Matthew 12:26, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? Divided.
So Edom is divided, and he's supposed to be ruling the world. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and this nigga can't even rule it together. You know, that's how greedy this devil is. He won't even accept ruling his own people. And you think he gonna give you a seat at the table? You out of your damn mind, man.
Oh,
You still got that, Isaiah?
yeah, come on. Isaiah 32, we'll go back to verse 5 again. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful, for the vile person will speak violently, and his heart will work iniquity.
You know, so this man's a whole villain. You know, villain is pretty much to practice evil. You know, going to the what's the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity upon their beds." You know, because all
They can't sleep till they concoct some mischief, man. And we're talking about the wicked, not wicked acts. No, we're talking about the wicked. The Lord specifically created them. The Lord created all things, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. We're talking about the man that is going to bring the end of the world. You know, the Lord going to use this nigga. Well, obviously, Yahweh going to come back, but the Lord is using this dude, this race of people, to bring the end to the point where there's nothing that ever been seen like this before. You know, part of it is through his technology. Majority of it's going to be through his technology, and no other people have been able to amount to this level. This nigga is the first person to go to space, allegedly. You know, go to the moon, allegedly, which we know that's bullshit. The Van Allen belt, but this nigga has far surpassed any other nation that has ruled, and it happened within 100 years. Just what was 2023, 1923. You know what? It was World War I had just finished. They had buggies, you know, they Model T Fords. You know, it was this nigga has. Under this rulership, the world has changed through his technology. Yeah, advanced through this nigga's technology, man. And not only the technology, we're not just talking about the technology you use every day, the TV and all this. No, we're talking about weapons of mass destruction. You know, name one other people that ever had weapons of mass destruction. Or had created, or under their authority, something was created where you could communicate with somebody on the other side of the world instantaneously. Never. And it never will be seen again, in wickedness anyway, because all this shit is artificial. We're gonna get the real, you're gonna see the real technology when the men of the Lord under Yahweh are in charge. Because all that shit that you see today is just nothing more than artificial recreation of the power of the Lord, and it's not on par with it, because they were able to do it back then, against Moses. They were able to recreate things like he did until we got to a certain point, and even when they recreated it, it wasn't as powerful as the right-hand side. But the Lord has given Esau, the access to all this information, man. The Spirit's on him, The Spirit's on Esau to create all these things, man. How do you think the Manhattan Project? That was the Spirit of the Lord who made them put that thing together to find out how to split atoms. Now it's nuclear fission, nuclear this. They got what's that one thing? The underground. It's like a tunnel.
Particle cell.
The particle. Yeah. So come on, man. This is shit's ridiculous. Talking about opening black holes and shit, and that's when shit started getting crazy out here, Brothers, remember about a year or two ago, they having seances and shit for which was all pagan or idol worship, or ceremonies and shit. Who knows? That's what they show you on the camera, and that shit was demonic as hell on the camera. So imagine what they did behind closed doors. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Going back into Isaiah 32 and verse 6 again, it says, "For the vile person will speak of villainy, and his heart."
Blatantly, I mean, he's brave. The pride has deceived him. This nigga, he's speaking valiantly because what? He don't see no way nobody gonna take him out. That's why it's gonna have to be a divine intervention, man. The Lord has to put him down. Because nobody can stop him. We keep it real with you. We give it what credit is, what credit's due, right? We gonna tell you straight that no, there's nothing on this earth right now that can stop this nigga. The real nigga, you know? The Lord has to stop him, man. He gonna come with his host. All right, he's gonna come with great power and glory to put an end to this man's nonsense. Because if not, he would just kill everything. He try, he go into underground water base or deep underground military base. He wants to go to Mars, which we know that ain't gonna happen. But the only way to stop this man is the one that gave him the blessing. You got to come back and take it from him, which was his blessing, the sword. Who gave him that blessing? It was Isaac. Which you can receive that was Yahweh. So the only way that blessing can be stopped is if the one that gave it to him comes back. So,
kind of like the scriptures say, like who can make war with him?
mm-hmm.
All right, it's going to only be Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that's going to be ready to take this devil out of his power seat.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back and
this thing, because that scripture brother quoted is talking about the beast who made war with him, but guess what? Russia, they think they got next with China. This you Edomite, y'all Moabites, you ain't got next, my nigga. Because what they're superpowers. It'd be the same bullshit. It'd be the same shit. They coming after Jake anyway. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord got to come put an end to this. This is it. The Lord, the prophecies, the Old Testament, New Testament, it speaks about the beast that will come. We at the end. We clearly at the end. There's no more. The scripture don't talk about no more beast or no more. Or maybe he's gonna get wounded and come back. No, this is it. There's no more rulership for the wicked or no more rulership for the heathen. Period. Because it's not just Esau that has ruled over us. There's all these nations that's ruled over us and put us in captivity and done wrong to us, man. Esau is just the main corporate. He our arch nemesis. Yep. Good.
it reads on. It says, "And his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter
They
error."
practice hypocrisy, bro. That's a normal day for it. You might be practicing hypocrisy. That's like Jay go to the court to shoot some hoops. You practicing, and that's what they practice is hypocrisy. That's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, because they're hypocrites.
Now it reads on. It says, "And to utter error against the Lord." It says,
Yeah, and that's what they do. They try to do everything better than Most High. Artificial this, artificial. Exactly, because they think the Most High made creation wrong.
He can do better.
Yeah, exactly. Going to our, 100 foot for 1,000, what Yahweh Shai making the earth, Genesis first chapter. He thinks it was all done wrong. That's why he wants to make a new world. So he's uttering error against the Lord.
Right.
And that's again his problem.
And what great example is the seeds. The Lord made seeds of any kind of fruit or tree. This nigga said he can create a watermelon with no seeds, bro. What the fuck? If that don't show you that he's contrary to the Most High, then you're bugged out. Good.
It reads on. It says, "To make empty the soul of the hungry."
And that's what he's doing. He's trying to do. Who are the hungry? The Israelites. He trying to empty you out, man. You starving, he's trying to empty you out anyway. And that's how he gets you. When Satan to come when you're hungry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to tempt you. Yeah, that temptation gonna come when you at low point. It's when Jake like to eat shit. So what best time to get you when you hungry? What better time to come and offer you a way out than when you hungry? Shit. That's what Satan did to Yahushua after fasting for 40 days. You had something else?
Yeah, real quick. That's why that famine is going to come. That's why in Job, the 5th chapter, it says, in famine and destruction thou shalt lack. You see what I'm saying? Because the Lord is going to be able to, He going to provide for us in that time. But Jake is going to be starving, not just physically starving, but mentally and spiritually starving.
Famine of the word.
Yeah, you know, that's why all this is going to come back into Jake's mind of why he ran across us, walking past or driving past us at camp. All right, or why was your uncle or your brother or your father, you know, bro, the scripture saying in Ezekiel 33rd chapter, then shall they know a prophet was among them. So they're getting ready to starve. All right, but we're going to be full of the bread of life, Yahushua, and the water. Bro, we don't got nothing to worry about. The Lord is going to take care of us, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, because the Lord said, a man shall not live off of bread alone, but off of the words, you know, Russell Peppermint, off the words, you know, that he speaks. You know, so hey, look, we don't mind starving however long we need to, because we trust in the Lord, man. Because we know the Lord, the scripture say we're gonna eat. So if the Lord gonna test us, of course.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta be tested.
Yeah,
you know, we're not just gonna skip into the kingdom. No, gotta be tested, man, to see if you really believe in what you've been saying. Now it's time to walk the walk now instead of talk. You know.
And that's what Jake didn't see when your house was doing miracles. That's why Jake just was out there for the bread. And Jake was out there to eat.
Yep. And he still fed him. The Lord
still fed him, bro.
Yep.
But they didn't get the spiritual significance of what the Lord showed them. Man.
It literally, he hear this, he's feeding thousands of people of a few, something that's for 10 people, and still had leftovers. Come on, man. Them niggas, that's niggas for you, though. You know, so that's how we know the Israelites. The people that were following the Lord were Israelites, man. You got or niggas, Spics, Tontos, you know, mainly it was Southern Kingdom, but we had a mixture of the Northern Kingdom in there. But that's how we know that's our people, man. We know our people, and when we get scriptures like, yeah, that's a nigga, man. He just following the Lord because they want to eat. Like, shit, we know you gonna eat. So we gonna eat. Come on, man. But then that's the compassion the Lord had. He fed them anyway. That's the mercy of the Lord right there for you. Knowing that they was not believers, he still fed them, man. You had something, bro? Yeah, more on that?
Yeah.
Got that.
Let me finish off. It says back in Isaiah 32, verse 6, I start from the top again. It says, for the vile person will speak valiantly, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy.
Yeah, valiantly. Or valiant, it goes back to valiant.
Villainy?
Villainly or valiant?
Villainy?
Villainly, okay, I think it says valiant. Yeah, okay, fine, villainy.
Okay.
Which is the antagonist of the story, you know what I'm saying?
So it says, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Then going back to verse 7, the instruments also of the churl are evil.
The churl is an evil man, pretty much, man. A wicked person, somebody that bring punishment unto you, you know.
It reads on, it says, he devised the wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
Even when the needy speaking right, he's still gonna come upon you with violent words, man. And that's gonna come down in these last days with great wrath. You don't give a damn what you think. He coming down on everybody, shit. But mainly those he trying to find those that serve the Lord. Well, he's gonna come down on everybody. He don't give a damn. He coming down on his own people. You don't want to get down with the system. He's gonna come down upon you. But he's gonna send out foot soldiers, you know, the dumb dogs, as one of those elites said. He said soldiers are just dumb dogs. They're gonna send them out there, you know, just to punish you people, man. Same thing with these troops that are gonna invade. You know, all this is inspired by the Yahweh on our side. So that we don't feel bad when niggas get shot down the streets. More niggas are gonna get killed in the streets. You think you see people marching for a cop killing a black man? Listen, there's gonna be people out here getting slaughtered in the streets. Decapitations are coming back. All right, guillotines, public executions. All this is coming back, man. He don't give a damn who you are, man. And since he's a carnal man, He can't find out who the spiritual men are. You know, you got all these Israelite camps, but he don't care what you call yourself. He coming for you anyway. He got your IP address, my nigga. This shit. Or you can't deny it in that day. Oh, I was with them. Too late. We saw you watch 1,800 videos, my nigga. Shit. We got you. You know, you in the FBI books.
That's why I just want to stand off of faith. That's why Yahushua said, shall you find faith when he return? The Lord is going to get us out of these situations. To back that brother.
Yeah, because a lot of people about to fold up. They call themselves Israelites, man. Or they'll sell out and give us up. Which, hey, that's all scriptures. We already know what it is. We accept it. We understand that the majority, the people, them in your own household gonna be your foes, man. Yeah, that's talking about you. It's talking about your mother, father, on them, but it's talking about the house of Israel, man. Really, them in your own household. Shut up, ma. Yeah, man. Hey, let's scripture say to prove a brother first. We know a lot of these guys that claim to be Israel, you know, with a Y. Come on, man. We know a lot of these guys ain't really about it, man. We know who it, you know, we've been able to experience it. We know because what the Lord say, you shall know who my disciples by the love they show one another, man. Man, I ain't just doing videos, you know. But,
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You see, so ultimately the reason why Esau Edom able to bring about, you know, all this technology, these smart cities. I want to grab that acronym too, as well. Right on IBM, IBM.com, it says SMART stands for self-monitoring, analyst, and reporting technology.
which that links up to the grid, the smart grid, which is the acronym for that is the same thing, smart cities. Well, guess what? They've already had the smart grid already laid out for those smart cities that they're currently setting up, which they already set up, but they're adding, you know, more smart cities to it. But read that again and then continue on. No, smart. Yeah, because you got brothers got to look into that smart grid, bro. There's a whole network right under your feet. You know.
You don't even know it.
Yep.
It says SMART stands for
Or the Internet of Things.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Self-monitoring, analyst, and reporting technology.
What is that? We talked about earlier, the AI. How is it self-monitoring? Because it's the intelligence that they have made, the autonomous intelligence. It has to learn. It adapts.
Yep. Live processing. You know, just like you got your computers, your TVs, all these things are processing your phone. You know what I'm saying?
So everything's interconnected with each other. Yep.
They're already talking about all the little devices you got in your house is listening to you.
Yeah. And why do you think your phone pops up with ads that you talked about the other day? Because it's adapting to what you like.
They track your locations.
Whenever you buy something, guess what? Your phone is adapting to it. Whether you use your phone to pay or not, it's all connected. And then the next step is to put that technology in you. That's the final step of this system, which is quickly approaching. If you haven't noticed, because when they bring in this digital currency, you're gonna have to prove who you are, and it's gonna have to be digitalized proof, which they've been bringing it forward for the last 3 years. Digital IDs, digital that, digital this, and very soon a day is gonna come where if you want to partake in society, you're gonna have to get down with the program, or in other words, as the scriptures say, worship the beast, his image, and receive his mark. Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. You know, so that's why they marvel saying who was able to make war with the beast, because they understand that his deadly wound was healed. He saw his back, so like, damn, this nigga back again. You know what I'm saying? Because what Rome was a great power. So now they see that this nigga back and he pushing that Roman agenda all over the world. You know what I'm saying?
And now in modern days, New World Order. Well, there's one name for it, but there's pretty much everything that you see in this earth, LGBTZ, all that shit is part of the image of the beast. But the main thing is the New World Order, man. Their philosophies, all this bullshit that's being pushed upon the earth. The wine, Okay, that is the image of the beast, man. It's not Cesare Borgia, you know. That's not the image of the beast, you know. That's just a portrait of a bug out that lived. That's not the image of the beast. Like Buck Tar always say, they're not gonna bring the picture out at Walmart. You gotta bow to it to get your groceries, man. But very soon you're gonna have to worship the beast, because what? You're gonna have to, if you worship the beast in his image, by default, you're gonna receive his mark. Because you already worshiping this beast. You're already down with the program. Just like people were down with the mask and the jump shots, all right, the juice. You saw how people folded up for that. So how much more when they can't even buy anything? Because at least you can just slap on a mask for a couple of seconds and go into the store. Soon it's gonna be you can't even get nothing from the store. Mask or not mask, no chip, no groceries, my nigga. And they probably, they already got a system in place, so you probably won't even be able to enter the building. Like when somebody steals something from Target, the alarms go off. If somebody come in without a chip, the alarm's gonna go off, man. So we see exactly what this nigga's going on with this technology, man. And it might be a robot to beat your ass at the door if you come in without a check. Kick you, literally toss you out. Right, you by the back of your pants and just shoot. Then beat your ass and you try to come back in. Good.
It says that the image of the beast should both speak. So what we see it coming to pass, that his plan is coming to fruition. The scripture saying the fullness of his sufficiency. So what Esau, Edom, it's gonna be a lot of people upon earth that's gonna receive that mark, man.
Because it causes for it to speak. Just like Habakkuk said, at the end it shall speak. Yeah. So what does that mean? It means you're gonna see it. Exactly. It's happening, and we see that the image of the beast is happening, man. It died, it was reborn, so to say, or it was healed, and now it's a whole. Because obviously, they didn't have that kind of technology. They're the ancient Roman Empire, but now it's global. The ancient Roman Empire, they conquered the known world at a time from the UK all the way to China, all the way down to Africa, parts of Africa. So now it's global. The energized 2.0 Rome, this is everywhere, man. You can go to Botswana now. You can go to New Zealand, all these countries that had nothing to do with ancient Rome. Now you see them dibbling and dabbling in this wickedness. LGB this, Mo that. All this crazy shit, man, which is shit from Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Shit that you seen in Sodom and Gomorrah. Right up.
Yeah. And it calls that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Like we always go into that word mark, going to what the Quran, which is the RFID, man, radio frequency. We already been going into what the autonomous technology, the smart technology. So what's going to link up with all of that? It's going to be the radio frequency, because it's going to have to run off the grid, right? And it's a physical, it's a physical device, right? That they're going to implement it to you, using the Karas. And you can go to the root word Karas and go to Graphos, who was mentioned earlier, where all your information going to be linked on it. So you got to prove your identity. You got to, you get whatever app you sign up for on your phone, like a money app, you got to link it to your bank account. So you have to be linked to this, man.
And it goes to that census, keeping tab of all the citizens, counting everything. That's what Esau is doing, just like we did in ancient Rome.
And that's why the money, that's why the CBDC is going to be centralized. Like cryptocurrencies, they're decentralized. But this new currency that's coming, Fed now and all that, that's going to be centralized, meaning the government has authority over it. So it's going to all tie into your daily anything that you want to do, man, because it's going to be programmable. It's going to be monitored 24/7 by AI. You know, so your social credit, you fucked up, you did some shit wrong or said some shit wrong on Twitter, instantly cut your money off. And there ain't gonna be somebody behind the keyboard. It's gonna be the AI. They've been perfecting this technology, bro. Yep.
I should speak about it, but we always quote Second Thessalonians. He want to be as the Most High. He want to have complete control over you, man. Raw power, you know. But Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And going to going to that census, you know, be able to pretty much tax it. You know, you have to be able to be a part of this NWO to be a so to say citizen. You know, you have to register everything. You know, you're not just your property. You know, but you have to register you. You know, because now you got to get a device that puts you in the internet, things like that.
It's like an inmate number. When you go to jail, you can go to jail first. What do? They give you the number, man. You can get registered in the system. And it's just a number, just like your social security. Social security number. It's just an inmate. It is a big prison in America. But it's really now, you know, they've got social security numbers in other countries, but you get the point, you know, because they said spread across the whole earth, you know. And then, like Brother said, it's all gonna be digital. Everything's gonna be digital, man. And again, it's all gonna tie back to buying and selling. That's why the scripture literally points out the mark for buying and selling. Now we now understand it more, obviously from when John wrote that down, because he saw people buying, getting shipped up and going to buy and sell. But now we see how the Esau is unfolding this shit. It's all aspects of life. So of course, you know, you need money. Money's a defense, as the scripture say, but you need money to do anything in this world. Well, now it's gonna be, everything's gonna be tied to that. You know, how you act, social credit, carbon footprint, every digital ID, a digital passport, a digital vaccination cards. All this shit is gonna be tied into your money. And if you don't comply with any one little thing, then your money gets frozen. But they can do that now with your bank. They can freeze your bank account if you know, or they got to get warrants from a judge. But soon it's gonna be AI doing it. They go, okay, he fucked up today. He crossed the street with the light, you know, the little walking person light was red. This nigga crossed the street. They got you on camera. Boom. They're gonna hit the AI. Is gonna hit your ass with a fine. You're gonna deduct the money straight out of your account. If you ain't got no money, then you finished. They'll just send out an alert, and the next thing you know, a police officer arriving, or maybe a robot, a drone come and get you if you ain't got no money. You know, because you know soon they're gonna start targeting people, because it's gonna be it's like the AI is gonna be able to identify who does and who doesn't have a chip. You know, because it's all interconnected, like we talked about earlier. Your toaster is gonna be able to tell the authorities if you ain't got a chip. The smart toaster, smart fridge, that fridge is communicating with everything, and then somebody just opened the fridge with no chip. So they're gonna send a red flag to the AI. Next thing you know, there's some troops, some of the robots kicking down your door, or just some people, you know. You know, but we're not saying that Esau about to set up a military of robots. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. But one thing's for sure is he will send some niggas to kick your door down. They do it with warrants now. They're gonna knock once and then bust down the door. If they even knock, you know, sometimes they just bust down the door. And if you ain't got a chip, that means you're not complying with the government. What you trying to hide? That's what they're gonna push it as. What are you, a terrorist? Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I got a quick precept. 2 Ezra 15:17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's the point. It shall not be able. Why? Because you don't have that accessibility, because you're not complying with the government. You don't have that device in you,
They're
man.
gonna have checkpoints.
Yeah.
To scan you.
Exactly.
Just like they were scanning people's foreheads and shit. They're gonna do the same thing with the chip. Like, where's your chip at? If they can't, they scanning your hands, your forehead, you know, and nothing's beeping. They're like, hold on, man. Red flag. Who's this thing? You can't back. Just like in the movie, what is it? No, In Time or Out of Time, something like that, with Justin Timberlake. Was it In Time? Something like that. Yeah, Out of Time, some shit like that. But what there was for you to go to different cities, there was roadblocks. It was a whole fucking military shit
Yeah.
type shit. You got like when you go to a military base, that's the kind of shit you had to go through in that movie. So now it's getting clearer and clearer. Just like during the scandemic, you couldn't leave, you couldn't do this, quarantine that, lock down this. So how much more were they able to scan to see who was complying or not? Because you could have put a mask on just to go to the grocery store. That didn't mean you were complying. You had to put it on. You go to the grocery store. But then it's gonna come a point in time where they're gonna scan people. It's gonna be, and it's not even. It don't necessarily have to be somebody personally scanning you. It's gonna be the fucking cameras and the devices around you. That's everywhere already. Smart. Even the LED lights, the new LED lights they already got around. That works with the 5G. All that shit's gonna be scanning everybody at all times, man. Everything, Internet of Things, and the next thing is you.
The IOB, Internet of Bodies, because now that technology needs to be inside of you.
Exactly.
Like the brother say, so,
Biohacking.
yeah. So once that technology is in you, you have access to that field.
Yeah.
So now it's like an NFC. You know, you have near field communication. You know, so now you are linked into that technology, man. You know.
Hey, don't let them terms fool you, man. Near field. Meaning the device it's non-passive. The device no bullshit. Your phone's a non-passive or NFC device.
Yeah.
You got an option on it,
Yeah.
and you can't turn that shit off. It's an illusion that they tell you to turn off. It's always on, you know. But go ahead and get some closing scriptures.
Hey, real quick, that's why it's called near field, because it's connected to them towers, man. You know, once they get ready to set up.
Which they already set up. Yeah, they've been set up when your ass was locked home. They were putting them up. Take a drive around the city, you'll see. Them big ass scary looking towers that you don't know what they are. That's what it is, man. Radiating your ass to death. But it's the community. But then you got small cells. Okay, so the big towers you see, you know, them big ass poles with the big ass 5G blocks.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because 5G doesn't travel as far, but that's why they have but it's more powerful. But that's why they have the small cells. Exhibit A, your phone, your smart fridge, any smart device is a small cell. So that amplifies. Let's say the 5G tower gets to your phone, well, then your phone amplified from there, or your toaster, whatever. That's why they call it a small cell. You know, which again goes back to the smart grid, which his brother brought out the acronym for that. Next step is the smart cities, and you next. Which the smart cities really already in place. You know, that's why they keep building shit around. You know, because they want you to be able to walk to everything you need in 15 minutes.
And that's why they're blowing up all the shit around these rural areas, so you get pushed into the city.
All the train derailments, farms being destroyed. Yeah, because they want you have to depend on them. There is no small farmers no more, man. They got either bought out or destroyed.
And that's why I speak about no man should be able to buy or sell, because what? You don't have farmers. You don't have people out there planting their own vineyard.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bartering.
Right.
When this shit, like you got some gold coins or gold, whatever, silver. What the hell are you gonna do with that? The scriptures tell you gold, neither silver shall deliver them. You're not gonna be able to do nothing. Nobody's gonna take a gold in the bloom when they hungry as hell. What they gonna do with that? Shit, he might kill you and take it, but he ain't finna trade nothing. He's hungry as hell. You think he's gonna trade a gold coin that he can't do nothing with? Because what good is that gonna do? It's gonna be, you gonna have digital money. You gotta have digital money to go to the store. So what is gold coin gonna do for him? Other than you set yourself up, you know, said I'm gonna trade a gold coin for some gallons of water. Who in their right mind would do that? When the only way to buy things is gonna be digital. What the hell are they gonna need a gold coin for? 99.9% pure gold. Yeah, okay. We'll see how far that goes when the shit hits the fan. When they gold coins, I mean, it still has value according to the Lord. But you think people matter of fact, go to the grocery store right now and use a gold coin. They're gonna tell you they can't accept it.
Exchange it.
They're gonna tell you Your bill, your groceries come up to $100. You throw $100 worth of gold to them. Guess what? They're gonna tell you, what the fuck is this? You can't take this. So what you gonna think? Then when people are fighting for their life from starvation, they're gonna take gold coins? Come on, man. Be realistic. Store your treasures up in the heavens. Yeah, of course, gold and silver has beneficial values to it, but this is Esau Edom we talking about. This nigga don't give you shit. He got all the gold stored up for himself. The real gold. We talking about the real blocks of gold. When it takes 2 hands to pick up that block, you know, the heavy ass shit. Not your gold coin. A gold coin. What the hell? You don't give shit about a gold coin. It's broken down. He tell you it's 99.9%. That shit probably 13% gold. You know, because if it was real gold, you'd be able to bend it with your, you know, put it in your teeth and bend that shit like a bottle cap. If it was real pure gold, because pure gold is malleable. But anyway, anybody got anything else? You already have more on that.
No, I was done with my revelation.
Okay.
I had a quick one. I'll close that on.
You hear something too? Okay.
Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. You know, so this is pretty much, you know, Esau Edom, like the brother was in Isaiah 32, it said he practiced hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? So he's just pretty much here to set you up, to lead you, you know what I'm saying, to receive that mark, receive his mark. Isaiah 10 and 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. You see? So he will take you away from the judgment of fearing the Lord, from serving the Lord. Like I was going into earlier, and even a lot of men that know they Israelites, that so-called supposed to be doing the work, they go forward. Why? Because they go run out of their wits, man. That's how hard this time will be. And this is ultimately the Lord using Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, to bring that great testing upon the earth, you know, the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole earth, you know.
Yeah, and it could be the hour of temptation because you're gonna put a squeeze on you. Because you ain't gonna be able to do nothing unless you conform. And that's gonna be the temptation. You're gonna be tempted because you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna be outcasted from society. It ain't gonna be overnight, but it's gonna be it might, you know, it's gonna happen quick though. It ain't gonna be overnight. One day you wake up and then they say, you know, you need the chip to buy. No, it's gonna be over a process of time, you know, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, who knows? But it's gonna be you're gonna be tempted because you're gonna start to get hungry. You're gonna start to can't work, can't do nothing. How you gonna what? Oh, you got a Lambo? How you gonna drive it? You can't put gas in it. They already got all the contactless payments at the gas pumps, you know, and it works with the same technology they putting in people. So it's gonna get tough, man. You will be tempted. The hour of temptation is coming because you're not gonna be able to do nothing unless you trust in the Lord. You know, the men of the Lord are gonna eat without a chip. A lot of people are gonna be starving with chips. Yeah, Marlon. I ain't closing out.
Oh, come on. Hey, Lord willing, you know this lesson was edifying to you, Akim and Akwathiam. We want to give all honors and infinite praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us this truth and who rule well. Peace and safety and salutations out there to you sincere, and you hopefully elect scattered abroad. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.